Hello friends, in today's video we are going to study redressal agencies. So redressal agencies under the Consumer Protection Act. So whenever the consumer gets exploited, he can approach consumer courts and get the various reliefs which are available according to the law. He can get justice for him by visiting those consumer courts. So the redressal agencies talks about that. So let's start the class. For the redressal of consumer grievance, the Consumer Protection Act provides for the setting of three-tier enforcement machinery at the district, state, and national level, known as District Consumer Dispute Redressal Forum. Second one is State Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission, and the third one is National Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission. So these are the three courts which are set up by the Consumer Protection Act at three levels, that is district level, District Consumer Dispute Redressal Forum, state level, State Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission, and national level, National Commission Dispute Redressal Commission. So, but this were the full names of those codes. But these consumer codes uh, are in shortly referred as, for district level it is referred as district forum, and for state level the state consumer code in short form it is referred as state commission, and the consumer court at national level it is referred as national commission. So these are the three consumer courts set up by the Consumer Protection Act at three levels: district level, state level, and the national level. Here what we saw is the full names, the full forms of those consumer courts, but the consumer courts are shortly or in the short name known as district forum at the district level, state commission, and national level at state and national level respectively. So the state and the district forum and the state commission is set up by the state government, and the national commission is set up by the central government. So the national commission comes under the control of central government, whereas the district forum and state commission comes under the control of the state government, and they are set up by the respective governments. So before studying in detail what is district forum and what is all about, and what is state commission and national commission, we have to study who is a consumer. According to Consumer Protection Act, how does the Consumer Protection Act defines a consumer? So that's what we are going to study now. So according to the Consumer Protection Act, it has given two definitions of the consumer: definition A and definition B. So definition A is given in regard of goods, consumer definition in regard of goods, whereas definition B is the definition of the consumer in regard of services. So we are going to study both the definition. So the first definition of the consumer in regard of goods: any person who buys any goods for consideration which has been paid or promised or partly paid and partly promised under any scheme of deferred payment. It includes any user of such goods when such use is made with the approval of the buyer, but does not include a person who obtains good for resale or for commercial purpose. So what does this definition is telling us? According to this definition, who is a customer? Any person who buys goods or services for consideration. Consideration means money or money's worth. It is not for free. A consumer buys a good for money or money's worth, which has been paid or promised to paid. Paid or promised to paid means means it refers to cash transaction. That is, you purchase good and on spot you pay the bill of that. But promised means it is a credit transaction, which means the payment of the bill will be made in some particular date in future. Then what is this? Partly paid and partly promised. This means a certain percentage of the cost of the good is paid on the spot, and the rest of the percentage will be paid in some particular date in future. So next, then further, this definition defines a consumer like it includes any user of such goods when the goods is made with the approval of the buyer. It should be with the approval of the buyer. It should not be without the approval of the buyer, but does not include a person who obtains goods for resale. That is, a wholesaler or retailer cannot be considered as a customer. Only a person who purchases goods for final consumption is known as consumer or customer according to the Consumer Protection Act. So the second definition, which is in regard of the services, any person who hires or avails of any services for a consideration which has been paid or promised, or partly paid and partly promised, or under any deferred or under any system of deferred payment. It includes any beneficiary of services when such services are availed with the approval of person concerned, but does not include a person who avails such services for any commercial purpose. So this definition tells us that a customer in regard of services means a person who avails any services for consideration. Consideration again here refers to money or money's worth, which has been paid or promised to paid. Same thing, which means which that is cash transaction, which means that the bill will be paid on the spot. Or promise to pay means it will be paid in some particular date in future. Partly paid and partly promised means some portion of the bill is paid on the spot, and the remaining portion of the bill will be paid in some particular date in future. So again, this definition tells us that it should be with the approval of the buyer, not without the approval of the buyer, and but does not include a person who avails of such services for commercial purpose. Commercial purpose means again it means for resale, selling. So it should not be for commercial purpose. So we studied who is a customer according to Consumer Protection Act. So the Consumer Protection Act has given two definitions in regard of goods and in regard of services. So, before moving towards the district forum, state commission, and national commission, we have to also study who can file a complaint in when the customer has been exploited. So, let's study who can file a complaint. A complaint before the appropriate consumer forum can be made by a consumer can file a complaint on his or her own, does not need the service of the advocate or professional. So the consumer by his own can go to the consumer forum and give a complaint by his or her own without the help or service of the advocate or professionals. So this is the first person, that is the consumer can directly. So the second is any registered consumer association. The third one is central government or any state government. The fourth one is one or more consumer on the behalf of numerous consumers having same interest. This point means if the shopkeeper has exploited more than one customer, that it can be more than 10, it can be 10, 20, as many customers. So one or more members can file a case and fight on the behalf of numerous customers. So the fifth point is a legal hire or representative of a deceased consumer. In case the customer has died, but his legal hire or representative can file a case, which means it can be his wife or her husband or his or her son or daughter, like that. So this the person who can file a case against the companies. So now we are going to move towards district forum, state commission, and national commission. So district forum. DF. This is the short form which I have written because I cannot write, as of now, I cannot write the full district forum in every point. So for the time, I have written the DF as a short form for district forum. But in your examination, you have to write the full word district forum. So what is district forum? It is the first level. It is a consumer court on a district level. So we are going to study in depth all about district forum. The first point, there are 644 district commissions in India. The second point, the DF, district forum, consists of president and two other members, one of whom should be a woman. This point talks about the composition of the district forum. The third point, they all are appointed by the state government, which means this president and other members are appointed by the state government. So the fourth point, a complaint can be made in DF, district forum, when the value of goods or services in question, along with the compensation claimed, does not exceed rupees 20 lakh, which means only those cases can be filed in the district forum whose the value of goods, when the value of the goods or services in question along with the compensation does not exceed 20 lakh, which means those cases whose the value of goods or services whose value exceeds 20 lakhs cannot be filed in district forum. If the value exceeds more than 20 lakhs, it should be filed in state commission, not in district commission. So that this point talks about that particular thing. So the fifth point, on receiving the complaint, the DF, district forum, shall refer the complaint to the party against whom the complaint has been made. This means on receiving the complaint from the customer, the court will inform about this to the company or the business person against whom the case has been filed. So the sixth point, it, if required, the goods, the sample of goods can be sent for testing in a laboratory. This point means those good or the services which the customer is telling to have defect, or if the good is defective, to inquire whether the customer is telling the truth or not, the court will send a sample of that product to the laboratory for testing to check whether the customer is telling correct or not, and to check whether in reality it has some defect or not. So the seventh point, according to which the district forum shall declare or pass an order after considering the test report from laboratory and hearing from the party against whom complaint has been made. According to this point, the district forum will pass an order or give its judgment only after considering the report from laboratory and hearing from the party against whom the complaint has been made. It will give a chance, a natural justice for the party against whom the complaint has been made. So after uh, checking these two things, that is laboratory report and from after hearing from the party against whom the complaint has been made, only after that the district forum will give its judgment. So the eighth and the last point, in the eighth point, yeah, last point, in case the aggrieved party is not satisfied from the order, he can appeal before state commission within 30 days from the date of judgment. So the aggrieved party is a party who has lost the case and he has suffered a loss from the judgment of the court. So the aggrieved party, if he is not satisfied from the order and judgment of the court, he can appeal before the state commission within 30 days from the date of the judgment given, not after 30 days. So the next customer court at the state level, which is uh, which is controlled by the state government and uh, which is uh, which is totally in control of the state government, is state commission. So for this also I have given a short form SC for the time, but in your examination you have to write the state commission full in full form. So the first point, there are 365 state commission in India. Each state commission consists of a president and not less than two other members, one of whom should be women. This point talks about the composition of the state commission. The third point, they all are appointed by the state government. The fourth point, a complaint can be made in state commission only when the value of goods or services in question along with the compensation claimed exceeds 20 lakh but does not exceed 1 crore. According to this point, only those cases can be filed in state commission in which the value of the goods and services in question along with the compensation claimed should be more than 20 lakh. If it is less than 20 lakh, it should be filed under district forum, and it should be more than 20 lakh but less than 1 crore. If it is more than 1 crore, it will be filed under national commission, not under state commission. And the fifth point, appeals from district forum can also be filed. According to this point, the aggrieved party who is not satisfied from the judgment of the district forum can also file and can also reappeal in state commission within 30 days from the date of judgment given in district forum. And the remaining sixth, seventh, and eighth point for state commission will remain the same as for district forum. Only the terms will get changed from district forum to state commission. We'll study that also. The sixth point of state commission will be same as for sixth point of district forum. If required, the goods and sample can be sent for testing in laboratory, which we had studied. And the seventh point, the district forum, only the terminology from district forum it will get changed to state commission, shall declare or pass an order after considering the test report from the laboratory and hearing from the party against whom the complaint has been made. And even the last point, the eighth point, will remain the same even for the state commission, which was for district forum. So if the aggrieved party is not satisfied from the order, he can appeal before. And here now it will get changed from state commission to national commission. Within 30 days from the date of judgment. Only the terms from district forum to uh, state commission it will get changed, and from state commission to national commission for the sixth, seventh, and eighth point. And now the last consumer code, which is for the national level, which is controlled by the central government. Now we are going to study that. So for even this, I have given a short form NC. In examination, you have to write the full form. The National Commission has territorial jurisdiction over the whole country except the state of Jammu and Kashmir. This point, according to this point, almost every state of an union territory of the country India comes under National Commission only except Jammu and Kashmir. It covers the whole country except Jammu and Kashmir. The second point, the National Commission consists of a president and at least four members, one of whom should be women. The third point, they are appointed by the central government. The fifth point, a complaint can be made in National Commission when the value of the goods or services in question along with the compensation claimed exceeds 1 crore, which means only those cases can be filed in National Commission whose value exceeds more than 1 crore. The next point, appeal against orders of state commission can also be filed. Yeah, so if any of the aggrieved party is not satisfied from the judgment given in state commission, can apply in national commission for justice. So the next point, on receiving the complaint, the National Commission shall refer the complaint to the party against whom the complaint is filed. According to this point, after receiving the complaint from the customer, the National Commission will inform about this particular complaint to the business or concern or the business person against whom the complaint has been made. So the next point, if required, the goods are sent to the testing or laboratory. So the next point is the National Commission pass an order after considering the test report from the laboratory and hearing to the party against whom the complaint is made. That is, the National Commission will pass the judgment only after considering the laboratory report and after hearing natural justice from the person against whom the complaint has been made. Without hearing from the person against whom the complaint has been made, the National Commission will never pass the judgment or order. So the last point, it if the aggrieved party sorry yeah if the aggrieved party is not satisfied with the judgment, then he can appeal in the Supreme Court within 30 days from the date of judgment. Yeah, the same thing which happened for district forum, state commission, and which will happen for same for National Commission is, if the aggrieved party is not satisfied from the judgment of National Commission, the last place where he can re-appeal is Supreme Court only within the 30 days from the date of judgment. So that's all in today's video. If you like the video, please do subscribe, share and like the video. Thank you.